So in these videos, we've been discussing the major arcana in the light of the coronavirus. We're in lockdown, life is different. We can't do the things we normally do, which makes cards like the Lovers cards an interesting proposition because, we can't go out and meet people physically like we used to. So in the first videos, I talked about death because that's an obvious subject to be discussing at the moment. And then we went on to where are the origins of what's going on at the moment. So we looked at the Fool card, and the way we did this is use the opening of the key spread to give us a new interpretation of the Fool, where it's been and where it's going. We've done the beginnings. What about the ends? Well, the card that you use to work out the end of something, how something finishes, is the Universe card, or the World card if you use the Rider-Waite deck. And this card is the matter at hand. So if you want to know what the question is in a reading, you look for where the Universe card is. And it also represents delays, opposition, and inertia. What is stopping that outcome happening? So in this tarot reading, we cut the cards into 4 piles. We look to where the Universe card is and interpret it from there. I've already done this. So it turns out that the Universe card appears in the Desires or the Water pile, which is interesting because we want an end to this. We don't want to carry on living the life the way we are in some respects. So it's in Universe is in the Desires pile, and on the top of the Desires pile we have the 3 of discs, and the Universe of Saturn rules the 3 of discs because that's Capricorn. So there's a kind of congruency about the whole situation. We also have, in the past, we have the victory, the 6 of Wands victory reversed, which again shows this, we haven't overcome whatever it is we're supposed to. And in the Worries pile, we have the Chariot, which is the things that we avoid or we can't do. The Travel is about travel. We can't travel. And in the Future, we have the 4 of Cups, luxury. That's reversed as well. Now, so there's this, the 4 of Cups is also ruled by Cancer, as is the Chariot. So both of these cards, one in the Desires, one in the Future, luxury, things work out, and the other one in the Worries and the Problems, the things we avoid, that's where the Chariot. So in the first stage, we'll actually look at the Universe card and count in both directions in the Desires pile. And then we will go from the 4 of Cups and the Futures pile in both directions to see where they go. I hope you like this video. If you do, click on like, and if you haven't already, subscribe please. Look forward to seeing you with more videos. And here is the tarot reading. And we find the Universe here. So then when we count from the Universe 9, we end up on the 10 of Cups, which takes us to the 2 of Swords. Next to it is the Emperor card, and then to the 3 of Wands. From the 3 of Wands, we go to the 7 of Discs, failure, and from the 7 of Discs, we go to the 6 of Discs, success. Counting 6, we go on to the 2 of Swords, and that completes the circuit. So now we count from the Universe in the other direction, still in the Desire stack. So counting again from the Universe, we go on to the Emperor card, and from the Emperor card we count 12, which takes us to the Prince of Cups. And from the Prince of Cups we count 4 onto the top card, the 3 of Discs, works. And then from the 3 of Discs we go on to the 4 of Wands, completion. From the 4 of Wands we go on to the Lovers card next to the Universe. And from the Lovers we go on to the Hangman next to the 9 of Swords and 10 of Wands, which goes on to the Fool. And from the Fool, we count 3 onto the Knight of Cups, and from the Knight of Cups, it takes us to the Prince of Cups, which completes the pairing. So the Prince of Cups and the universe are connected together here. So from the Four of Cups, we count on to the Eight of Wands. And from the Eight of Wands, we count to the Knight of Discs. From the Knight of Discs, we count 4 onto the Eight of Discs. And from the Eight of Discs, we count 8 onto the Princess of Discs. From the Princess, we count 7 onto the Seven of Swords. And from the Seven of Swords, we count onto the High Priestess. For the High Priestess, we count 9, which takes us to the Nine of Discs. And from the Nine of Discs, we count 9, which takes us to the Eight of Swords. From the Eight of Swords, we count onto the last card. And from the last card, we count onto the Eight of Swords, which completes the circuit. Again, starting with the Four of Cups, we count 4 onto the Queen of Discs. From the Queen of Discs, we count 4 onto the Eight of Swords, which we saw was the finishing card in the previous counting, which takes us to the Hermit. And from the Hermit, we count onto the Eight of Swords. The Eight of Swords completes the circuit in both directions for the future position. Now, the Eight of Swords is to do with Gemini, and it's also the card that relates to June. So with the end of June, beginning July, seems to be where this is completed, which is probably confirmed by the Two of Cups next to it. So there is light at the end of the tunnel, and we should be positive that things will work out. So you can card count from all the other cards as well. You don't have to stay with what we've done. And there's a lot more analysis to do, but hopefully this video will give you the start to explore further.